So you've come here most likely because things are in a snarl between you and your child or your children. And you've tried 1,000 times to undo that snarl and have just thrown up your hands and said, I've got to do something different. And so here you are. First thing I want to say to you is that there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. You're a hard-working, hard-trying, loving, really persistent and determined parent who really wants the best for your child or your children. I am sure of that. You haven't done anything wrong to be in this situation. And your child is fine as well. There's nothing basically wrong with your child. You guys are in a bit of a snarl, yes. There are certain things that are difficult. There are things that you don't know yet. But it's okay to be a learner as a parent. It's fine to be a learner. And really the very first stage of learning is identifying what you don't know. And you've done that, and you've come here to get some interesting ideas. And so all is well. You made a really good move to reach out. Your child is not defective. They're not manipulative. They're not bratty. They're not picky. They're not self-centered. They're not bad. They're not out to get you. None of those things are true about your child. Your child might be gunked up with feelings that stick out all over. Your child might be prickly with feelings. You might be pretty prickly with feelings too. But what's happened is that you haven't had tools that really work. So you've used one tool after the other, and none of them have been very effective. But suffice it to say that the things you've tried have not worked to your satisfaction. That's why you're here. And that doesn't mean you've done something wrong. I really want to get that across. You are fine. You just need a little bit better equipment. In a way, your child is like a Ferrari. Your child is high-powered. Your child is excellent. Your child is bright and shiny and new. Your child is ready to go. Your child can really go. There's a lot of power inside your child. There's tremendous potential. And your child has been going as well as he or she can ever since she was born. But at this point, if you're in the middle of a snarl with your child has stopped going very well. Your child might go well for an hour or two, and then all of a sudden things blow up. What's happened is that the Ferrari has run out of gas. It's not functioning well. There's nothing wrong with the motor. There's nothing wrong with the car. There's nothing wrong with its maker. There's nothing wrong with you. What's happened is that the fuel is gone. Children need a steady feed of connection. They need to feel connected. They need this connection to come in many times a day. And when they get enough of a connection feed, they do better and better. But as you bring connection, what happens is that your child has not only run out of gas, but their motor's kind of gotten gunked up by having run out of gas, but being, pushed in spite of it. So as you pour in connection, what happens is that your child is going to have lots of feelings. They're going to kind of clean their pipes by having a big cry or a big tantrum, or maybe some wild and vigorous laughter. They're going to clean their pipes, and once that's done, they're going to feel connected. You will have poured fuel in their tank, and they're going to go beautifully for a while until they run out of gas again, and then they're going to need some connection. So connection, a sense of connection, a sense of being seen, a sense of being cherished, a sense of being with, a sense of that someone is there thinking about you, someone is there guarding you and protecting you, is absolutely vital to the well-being of a young child. Children actually can't learn without a sense of connection. The mind does not take in new information and process it unless the limbic system, the social emotional part of a child's mind, can sense that they are protected, that someone who knows the world better than they do, who understands how it all works, has a good sense of what's going on and feels safe. And so when you are relaxed and feeling safe and humming along, your child gets non-verbally a sense that all is well from you, and uses that sense to take in information, to process information, to learn, to play, to make good decisions. And this is true from the first moment of birth all the way through adolescence. Children need to feel connected in order to function well. And our best communication of a sense of connection comes through eye contact. Sometimes it comes through touch, although touch isn't absolutely necessary, but lots of affection over time is. So a child doesn't need to be having your affection at every moment in order to feel good and learn and feel connected, but they do need frequent, thoughtful physical contact. And they need to hear a tone of voice that's relaxed, that's interested, that communicates that all is well. And the whole rest of your body also communicates to your child a sense that all is well. So our body language is really, and the tone of our voice and our eye contact and how our faces look, all speak volumes to our children every single second. Their minds are built to scan their environment every second of their waking life to see who's thinking, who feels relaxed, who can they connect with. They're looking for eye contact, they're looking for an open face, they're looking for an open mind. And children can tell who has an open face, who has an open mind, who is there to receive them and to communicate with them from their very first moments of life. This radar is absolutely accurate. It's like if you're faking being relaxed or faking thinking that things are okay, your child will sense the tension anyway. You cannot fool a young child about how you are on the inside. So, and what connection allows children to do is it allows them to learn, it allows them to cooperate, and it allows them to make the best decisions they can given the things they know about the world already. So in order for your child to make good decisions about what to do, in order for them to look at the plant in the living room of the person you're visiting, see that there's a white carpet, see that there's dirt in the plant, and resist the urge to go grab the dirt and throw it on the carpet, although they are a young child. Now, it's this kind of decision making that runs in your favor much of the time that is what a sense of connection allows. So in a way, your child's well-being and his or her ability to make good decisions and to feel safe and well in the world not only depends on how they feel, it also depends on how you feel. You and your child are intimately connected. It also depends on how their caregiver feels, or their nursery school teacher, or their third grade teacher, or the other kids in their class. Children pick up on the nonverbal language of everyone around them. And when someone isn't doing well, isn't regarding them with respect, isn't warm towards them, it jangles the mind badly. So we want to pay attention to connection rather than controlling a child's behavior, because that is what wins your child to you. That is what allows your child to cooperate. That's what allows your child to think. So the limbic system, which is a set of very complex structures in the middle part of the brain, is where your child's social emotional life is lived. And those structures interpret body language, interpret tone of voice, and are evaluating every moment whether it's safe or not. So we communicate all the time to our children, and they pick up on how we are. And that's exactly the way it needs to be. It's like they need to find someone in their environment who is able to think about them. They need to find someone who can make them safe, because they don't know that much about the world, and their system knows it. So when a child feels safe and they have enough of a sense of connection, they can think. So when connection comes first, thinking can follow. And what we see thinking as is a very large package of many abilities. Thinking is the ability to plan. It's the ability to remember what you've been told, remember what your experience has told you. It's the ability to work well with others, to flex, and it's the ability to be enthusiastic about life. It's the ability to play and create. It's the ability to have control over your impulses. And it's the ability to reason. So thinking isn't just 2 + 2 = 4. It's being a sunny person, feeling capable in the world, and feeling well-oriented and well-intentioned towards others, and being able to feel the love that's coming in as well. So really, when a child feels connected, they can think, and they have all of those capabilities. They're flexible, they're easygoing, they like to be alive, they're glad for what's going on. And if you take a child to a meeting who's feeling connected, they can play with little pieces of paper and a couple of pens on the floor for half an hour, 45 minutes next to you without demanding a lot of attention, because they feel connected. So they can have a good time with whatever there is around, even if it's not much. So we want to pay attention to connection and whether a child feels connected, and to getting a child back into connection so that they have this ability to think. But for young children, the sense of connection breaks very, very easily. It breaks very easily. So for those of you that have more than one child, you know that if you're playing a game down there on the living room floor with your children, they're getting along fine. They can take turns, they can roll the dice, they are being fair with one another, and all is well. But if the phone rings, you get up and you're distracted for 30 seconds or a minute. When you turn around, they're fighting. They're not getting along well anymore at all. They're not taking turns. They're grabbing things and running away with them. Because just for that minute, while you were preoccupied, one or the other of them lost a sense of connection, could not think, could not cooperate, could not be flexible, could not operate cooperatively with somebody else, felt unsafe, and feelings got high. So the sense of connection can break very, very easily. And for some children, the sense of connection is really fragile. For other children, they can go 20 minutes, 30 minutes, playing themselves happily. And then when you come in and you offer a little more connection, they can tank up on your presence and have a good day. So we have children that vary greatly in their ability to stay connected, from needing lots and lots of reminder that you're there and that you care, to needing, occasional regular reminders that you're there and you care. And so many children who are having trouble with off-track behavior, who are getting sent off track really quickly and really easily, their sense of connection and their sense of togetherness with you has been eroded over time until they don't have it very firmly at any time. And you might be in this position. What I want to tell you is that this can be repaired, that it's a difficult situation to be in. I'm sorry that it's come to this because you didn't have the tools you needed in order to repair the sense of connection. You didn't have the understanding you needed that was the key issue here. But we are going to help you repair that situation. It will take some time, but the repair process is in many ways delightful, surprising, and deeply effective. So the sense of connection is easily disturbed, it's easily disrupted, and we'll go over why and the kinds of things that can disrupt that sense of connection quickly and easily a little bit more in a later class. But suffice it to say that having other things to do, you being with another child or another member of the family, you having to go to work, someone else needing to come in and take care of the children who they don't feel quite as safe with, any kind of illness, any kind of any hurt, any mistreatment, any harshness in the environment from anybody towards anybody. All of these things break a child's sense of safety. So it happens. It happens every day. You can't build an environment free of tension. So you can't really, as a parent, build an environment that's free of breaks in a child's sense of connection. But you don't need to. Fortunately, there is a repair process. So when connection breaks, and here's the very interesting part, what's needed is for you to come in and perhaps to set a limit. But what's needed is for you to offer connection, to bring yourself, to bring your caring, to get in close, to stop whatever kind of behavior is not working well in the situation. So if a child is pulling the cat's tail, you would put your hand on the child's hand and say, mm-mm. And you bring your eye contact, and what you also want to bring is a willingness to connect, but you don't want to bring a lot of words to that connection. And what will happen is that your child will use an internal, instinctive, wonderful, and very deeply effective recovery process. What they will do with the connection that you bring is they will dig down and show you the feelings that were hurt when they experienced that sense of connection. Connection plus hurt driving a child's behavior equals big feelings, and then a clearing of the mind, and you get such better behavior afterwards. You get a child who really wants to be with you and wants to be with others. You get a child who can cooperate.